Okay, I should be live. I should get this stream up. Turn the volume down. And we won't do this. Sorry about all this. There we go. Motobomb, hello, how are you doing? I put a windscreen on my little lav mic because my windscreen came off. A little foam thing. I got it off something else, so we're going to see how well that works on this trip. And as you know, why am I shifting into fourth? Probably because I'm thinking about the chat. I can see the spinning wheel of death. There we go. Signal can get a little weird. But anyways, I'm wearing all my gear. I got my chaps on and my coat. It was 47 degrees this morning, so I actually wasn't that cold, but my hands were cold. So that was my problem this morning, was my hands were just freezing. And I also kind of hurt my feet today, or an ankle and a foot. If you've ever been in a 379 Peterbilt, and it's got big rubber R24s, when I put my foot to step beside the seat, like I was stepping in the truck, not on a step, I slipped and my feet landed on the bottom step, and that hurt. Of course, you know, my leg and my shins and everything catch the, you know, aluminum side steps right there where the battery and all that stuff is going down. So yeah, that wasn't fun. I haven't worn my chaps in a while. It feels weird because it pulls on my legs. And I do have cold tires, so do not expect me to fly through here. Know what I mean? Hopefully this sounds good. And it'll kind of break up here. Y'all know about where, if you've watched my lives riding home before. There's kind of a specific spot. Feels like something trying to crawl up my nose. Probably a hair. I don't know. Go around the gravel. But this will be the bike that I take to Forgotten Angels. And unless something happens between now and then, who knows? I haven't made it home yet. You know, the reality of life. Yeah, so I gotta get through this curve and figure out what is in my face. I don't need to be jacking with that while I'm turning right and left. Trying to figure out the whole trip thing, but I work so many hours that it's hard to really do anything, and I end up zoned out a lot at work anyways, because like I'm driving or I'm working and I'm just kind of doing my thing. That's got to be a hair or something. Don't you hate when something gets in your face inside your helmet? I keep wanting to shift. I want to go, but I don't want to go. Which way should we go? I'm going to try to get my dual fuel out. I got a Coleman dual fuel I haven't used in a few years. See if it still works. I think I can fit that on the bike. Not 100. I've got a bag. Haven't found the tent yet. And well, a little crazy through here. A lot of signal. Too important. If you're going, let me know. Hopefully I'll meet. I'm hard to miss. So most people remember me. And I'm terrible with names. I am absolutely terrible with names. Faces I will remember forever. Names, not so much. So that is what it is. And then, especially if I haven't seen your face and you have a like a name you use online, or if I don't know your name, I only know your online name, you know. That's one of those things. Sometimes it can be weird meeting people, especially if you don't know them. Like, they've seen you, but you've never really talked to them or anything because they watch your channel. And awesome if you do, thank you. But I've had a couple of instances, actually for my cooking channel, where I've ran into people in a grocery store. And it's like, I don't know you, who are you? You know? And you're trying to be as nice as you can possibly be. But it's like they've listened to you forever, so they're all comfortable talking to you, and you're like, who are you? You know, it doesn't take long to figure out what's going on, but for a second it's just like, whoa. Especially the first time that happens. But it's cool to make a friend. But a lot of people there are going to have their own channels anyway, so everybody kind of gets it. Scotch wearing chaps. I don't know how many people are watching. It's not as humid, but it's cold. My hands are already cold. I think it's in the 50s right now. Remember when I was little and we get these big, because it's so humid down here, and it was pretty common to actually freeze. So people are like, you know, what's wrong? It used to freeze down here. It kind of goes in cycles. George Carlin's approach on the environment, if you've ever heard his rant about, you know, what is save the snails, save the whatever, you know. Harder to lift on this bike. It's not going anywhere. But we're on a ball of things are going to get warm. Numbers and all kinds of stuff. Trust. Really the ones who relations, especially a long time ago. Like if you lived near a printing mill or anything like that, you know, and the water in the lake or the river would change color. Call that where they, you know, in San Jacinto, they used to dump all kinds of chemicals in there. Back when cars were first kind of a thing, you know, people would make gas. Like throwing this kerosene, and they were dumping diesel. No, that was kerosene. You use kerosene to make diesel. Kerosene and number 2 fuel oil. That's how you make diesel. A lot of that is like corporate. Still is. It's not here. Like a lot of that ocean waste and all that is there, you know, all those recyclables that we were sending to China to be recycled, and they couldn't recycle it because most of that stuff isn't recyclable. You know, like the glass and everything else. Most of it's not the grade that you can really do that. You know what I mean? So it ends up everything's a scam in one way or the other. So who do you trust? I don't know of anyone that wants their environment to be dirty, no matter if they're on the left or the right. There are some corporations that do not give a damn, but I don't know of any people. You know, most people want their water clean. That's just how it is. I know I usually stop there. I'm cold. I'm gonna stop right before I get to the house and I'll look at the chat. But I need to get over without getting run over. I do not want to get run over. Although it would be fitting for the day I've had, I still do not want to get run over. I'm talking like a 3-year-old. Run-ded. But, who do you trust on any of that? Especially when it comes like political parties and stuff. They've all got their, their agenda. And they're going to push that agenda because that's what they do. Truth be damned. You know? But it seems like everything we do to make things better, in the end, make things worse. Like, you know, growing up in the 80s, what was the thing? You know, they wanted you to use plastic bags because we were killing the rainforest with all the paper bags. You know, and now they don't want you to use paper bags. They want you to use the reusable ones. But then what are the reusable ones made out of, and where do they end up? In the landfill and the everything else. And You know, it turns out that turtle was a rare case kind of thing. And the paper straws are worse for you than the plastic ones. So it's like everything that people do to try to make things better kind of make things worse. Or it's like, try to cut down on your sugar intake, so use this artificial sweetener, but it's got this chemical in it that's going to give you cancer. So sugars and all, they should, yeah. You know, I have some friends on here that are diabetic, and my wife is diabetic, and for some reason carbs are what the enemy is, you know. That's not to say that you shouldn't have any carbs, and then they try to tell you you shouldn't eat red meat, and red meat's probably one of the best things you could possibly eat. They were saying cut the fat out of your diet and everything else, and well, that's unhealthy too, because your body needs fat. And well, cholesterol is bad, but you actually do need some, you know, cholesterol in there. And then you find out the doctors are basically paid off, you know, or they get put through a system that teaches them this way of doing things that is wrong to begin with. And, you know, they're pushing these things on you that even if they think they're doing the right thing, aren't right. So it's like, can you trust your doctor? So who do you trust? You know, then you have companies like Nestle buying up all the water rights, and corporations fighting to make sure that you don't have rights to the one thing that you absolutely do need rights to, and that's water. You can live without just about everything else. You know, you can live longer with water if you can without water if you conserve your energy and all that than what they say. You can also live a whole lot longer without food than what they say. But the one thing you're really going to need above all else is water. I don't know, I'm back to who do you trust about anything? And then companies like Nestle, they pay the politicians to write the bills and craft the legislation. How did a bottle of water become $3, $4, $5? That's not right. You know? We're all drinking bottled water out of plastic